20 minutes on the cardio machine, on the treadmill, and hamstring curls and bodyweight squats. Creates a cool little light on the treadmill. And, cool. Hey Jupiter, I got a few more minutes left of Jupiter. I see those. Thanks, Jude. Broski. I have a few more minutes left, and we'll be at 20 minutes of cardio. I'm definitely going to use like 45 seconds or so. And here we go. For this final one, we're gonna run it in at 7 for the last like 2 minutes or so. Which is why we chose a short walking at number 3. Or speed number 3. Almost there. Maybe turn a light on or something. Completed 20 minutes. Usually, but not always. Thanks. There was a little bit more light when I started. I guess I timed it at a sunset, so you know how that goes. I forgot to bring over the legendary back brace. I was going to show it in the next video. Yeah. It's not fully dark, but it was like a sunset and not much light out. Definitely with the squats, a little bit more calories than usual. So far I've ate approximately 1,100 calories through the day. Rice, oatmeal, and 5 eggs, some sugar. So I would say in rice I had about 400 calories. And then in oatmeal I had probably another 200. And then 5 eggs is another like 270 calories because I only ate half the yolk in each egg. I just kind of cut it by the ball. Yeah. So that puts me at like 900 calories. And then I had some sugar in my cup of coffees, 3 cups of coffee, and a bowl of oatmeal. So I kind of added that in. I'm about at 1,100 calories. But I don't know what happened during our last video, but I got like a second wind with like the fire energy, like fire being strong. My water is good. I feel hydrated. My earth, I felt balanced on those sets of squats. And spirit, definitely positive. With a small amount, I guess, of shadow energy. I mean, you know, you always have that in the back of your mind, like I could be stronger, I could run faster, but it's gonna really like fatigue me more, like, you know. So I do walk. I consider that using when it gets a bit negative, I will walk for 30 or 45 seconds. But that's just because, you know, I want to be able to do it again tomorrow. You're definitely a really good motivator. When you're not here, it's not the same. But anyways, trying to get some of the sweat so I don't drip everywhere. The machine is not drenched in sweat. On a positive note. However, we are planning on doing some more bodyweight squats because I only have 12 minutes of them. I'd like to add another 8 or at least 4 minutes. And I definitely want to do the hamstring curls. Definitely Jupiter. Definitely. Totally? Really? No way. No freaking way. They are. I'm okay with that. I always thought I'd have like a little tiny one that like develops, but mine are kind of chunky, which I'm happy about. I'm not gonna lie, when I first started doing sit-ups, the burn was a lot, and I could barely go like this sometimes. I just kind of hit it as best as I could. Totally. Thanks. So I'm thinking about doing some hamstring curls for 2 minutes. I did have this thing sliding a little more smooth. I don't know what happened. And this one I got to lock in place by adjusting the threaded part as I did on the other one too. But anyways. Put a shirt on. That way I don't sweat all over this thing or this hinge. And I think having it on a decline is the way to do it. I've actually never used this one for hamstring curls. I mean, I have when I was younger on other machines. No way. Thanks. Huh. Cool. Thank you. It's almost like I don't want to eat right now because they're there, but I have to eat some sort of protein. I only have 25 grams today, and I always work out on a low amount of protein for the day, and I kind of load up at night, but not always. I go by feel. Like if I'm feeling like I'm sore, I'll eat more protein throughout the day. It just depends. And I do track my bathrooms, which is an awkward conversation, but I really do. Yeah, I'm gonna eat around 120 grams of protein after I'm done with this session. And I've already eaten 25 today, so it's a good amount. If I feel like it's not enough, I'll eat another. Already eaten 5 eggs. I don't need to eat any more eggs. I'll just another day and eat something in the morning. I did not do a fit check earlier, but I might after the hamstring curls and body weight squats. So I'm gonna try and do these. I have not used this machine. I'm not sure if it should be flat or if it should be larger, or incline or decline. Eggs have roughly 5 to 6 grams, 6 grams, unless it's a really small egg. It may still have the same amount though, but 6 grams of protein per egg. So they add up fast. However, I won't eat much more than 5 eggs in a day. That's like a lot. And eggs contain pretty much every single amino acid, essential and non-essential. Which means like all the other proteins have variable levels of different amino acids. Like steak doesn't have all of them, chicken doesn't have all of them, pork doesn't have all of them, fish does not have all of them. However, if you were to eat all of those, you would probably receive all of them. But eggs have all of them, which totally makes sense because it creates life. Oh, milk has different variable amino acids, but eggs have pretty much all of them. I'd have to see which one it's lacking or which one it has a low amount of, but I'm almost positive it's present. So I do like eggs in the diet. Milk protein is mostly casein protein, which is a slow digesting protein, 4 to 8 hours, depending on the individual. A lot of the big guys like milk or casein protein at nighttime so that they don't go catabolic, because nobody wants to go catabolic, which if you're like 260 pounds, it is real possible to go catabolic if you're pure muscle. But if you're not pure muscle at 260 pounds and you eat like 2 pounds of beef in the whole day or 2 pounds of chicken, you probably won't go catabolic. I mean, you might if you train that hard, but I don't take any supplements. I don't use any sort of anything. I use coffee. I guess I take coffee. Coffee's sort of like a boost. But yeah, milk is a slow digesting protein. And it contains, yes, all natural, which, if it takes me longer to achieve results, I'm okay with that because I think all natural is I won't rely on it. I'll rely on food, but I also keep that in minimal amounts for the time being. Because, if we eat a little over a pound a day, that's 30 pounds of meat to work with. You can't possibly gain that much muscle in a month. That's crazy. That's my theory on it. I mean, there's experts that say you need more. And then the United States military does not give their soldiers that much protein during some of the most intense training courses, even the long-term ones. So I kind of applied that and added just a little bit more protein for a safe measure, but they literally only give those guys like 50 or 60 grams a day sometimes. Sometimes 80, because they had some milk. So I kind of applied that and added a little bit extra. And, all the military guys themselves eat much more on their own. However, during the most intense training courses, which is where everybody turns into a wiry freaking strong thing, they don't get much protein through that process. Thanks. Goal is 160 pounds, which I know I'm going to gain some weight working out my legs, at least 2 pounds. So I'm okay with that, which is a lot, by the way. Like, if you take 2 pounds of steak and stick that somewhere on your legs in a couple spots, that's a lot. So I think I will gain around 2 pounds in the next few months from just working out legs. So I had to take a good rest on that. And I really appreciate the comment. You can't see it from space. That's how we're talking about. Speaking of space, terminal velocity is a very complex subject. So I'm going to do a little bit of a stretch on my calves and the hamstrings. It actually stretches everything, in my opinion, depending on how you do it. But I'm sure in the next 14 years, they may be able to see people's frames from space or low altitude planes in very good detail. But yes, the goal is to be able to see these things from space. Which would mean I need a few more months at least, or maybe a couple years. So I'm going to try and do these now that I've cooled off and I'm not so sweaty. And I may need to adjust the bench a couple times. I'm not sure yet. It just seems like it is. So this feels kind of right. And I don't know if I'm able to do 2 minutes with that. I'm serious. Even with some oomph and swimming, I think I might put a 25 on there. Yeah, I think I might put a 25 on there. That felt a bit much for an entire 2 minutes. That would be like 20 rep or something. We're gonna put a 25 on there. I don't know why, but that thing feels mangy. Maybe if I'm on a flat bench? I don't know. No shame in my game. So, last time I touched these weights, I felt like I got a little bit sick. But I've been sanitizing them. When I received them, I think a dog had went potty on them. But yeah, the 35-pound plate on that movement for 2 minutes at this decline thing, I don't know. I'm gonna do a 25-pound plate and see how it goes. I kind of knew that was gonna happen. Maybe more 20 pounds, but that's okay. Gotta start somewhere. I've never actually done very many hamstring curls. I hate laying on the bench this way between me and you, but yeah. So I'm gonna try to do these for 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have to go slow on this one and have a much lower count. And I think that was 50 minutes. Or excuse me, 50 reps for 2 minutes. Oh, my bad. I messed up the timer, I didn't know. I'm gonna adjust this up a higher level. I wish I would have seen that, darn it. My first failed 2 minute set in front of YouTube Twitter. And darn it. Darn it, my first failed 2 minute set. I'm gonna do it with it flat and see if that helps, or maybe even lower it more if I can. I think it needs to be lowered. It's just a rough movement, I'm not gonna lie. I should have done 20 pounds. Your timer's not broken. I just estimated 50 reps based on pace. Should have done 60. Probably would have been close. She sure does. I don't know how she does that. I don't know how it does that. So now we're gonna try it flat and see if this helps a little. Not at all. It's just a rough movement. So we are going to definitely take it easy on this one. By the way, no, I'm gonna lower the bench one more and go for it again, and then do bodyweight squats. Yeah, these are rough, and my quads are a little bit, I guess, sore. Like they don't like pressure on them, but that's okay. Definitely. However, I'll probably be able to perform bodyweight squats. I gotta, Man, I've only had two 10-pound plates. The 25 is rough. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, here we go. On your timer, Jupiter. Tell me when. Okay. Oh, it's different with the more decline. Maybe it was just rest. I don't know. Okay. So I counted 55, and some of them were a little. It's a hard machine to do, but it definitely engaged my hamstrings. That's for darn sure. So I'm gonna call 4 minutes of that good. There. And whoa. Oh, I was like, my legs feel extra heavy. That was weird. However, false. I was like, oh, but I think, no, they're feeling it. I learned that from the toe dive thing. Cool. So 4 minutes of hamstring curls for 105 reps. So at least over 100 reps. So I'm okay with that too. Goodness. I think I'm gonna go into the kitchen and do body weight squat. And we'll see how it goes on one set. I've done 12 minutes so far today. I'm hoping to make it to 16 minutes or even 20. However, my toes or my shoes feel like 100 pounds. accidentally turned the light off before heading over here. There. So we are going to do body weight squat, but I may need a minute to stretch. I've never actually done that movement in 20 years. No, 17 years might be a real number. I'm not feeling the burn. Just my feet feel a little bit heavier than usual, but I'm okay with that. I'm gonna go spray some disinfectant on the bench and just leave it there. I'm actually really good about that stuff. Just in case someone else uses it, which I don't think they do, but they might. So the goal is another 2 minutes or 4 minutes of bodyweight squats. The real goal is 8 minutes of bodyweight squats. I definitely need a timer. I'm having a feeling I won't make it to 80. So I'm going to face this way for the first set and rotate all 4 directions for a total of 8 minutes. The goal. Realistically, I don't know. But I do need a slight minute or 2 to stretch the hamstrings again and go for these bodyweight squats because they're quite taxing. So I'm going to stretch. Which you may notice things. See a little more of the movement. Might be better off lower. Like that. Thanks, Jupiter. So the first set I will do facing this direction. Ready when you are. Goodness, I'm not even sure. It's your call, Jupiter. I'm enjoying every second of rest. Now, if the muscle seizes up, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna be like, darn it. Yeah. Yeah. This part of the quad right here wants to like pop outwards. So we're gonna do some stretches. That would be 14 minutes of squat. And I think that may complete it for today. The muscle decided to spasm. We'll just stretch and call it good, I think. Thank you. Seriously. However, this right quad has taken the brunt. In person, I can in the mirror, but it's not nearly as chunky as I would like it. But I can totally feel them. Whether my child's laundry or something. I don't know if I can rematch the stream. This particular part of my quad, not the outer, but the inner part, was screaming at me those last 10 reps when I locked out. And it wanted to like seize up. So if we wait like maybe 2 minutes, I'll definitely do another set. It seems to be recovering glycogen. So I'm gonna do some stretches actually. Yeah, I know it's always about lighting. So we're just gonna stretch. Do a little quad stretch. Oh, rewatch, not rematch. I thought you said rematch. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go for it, Jupiter. I just gotta stretch. But I think if I stretch, that I'll be able to achieve another 2 minutes. Which I may be out for the count tomorrow, but I'm okay with that. That was kind of the goal, to just do a run tomorrow, and based on feel. I don't have a pull-up bar. I plan on going to like a park and just using like a the gymnasium bars. The gymnasium bars or the elevated bridge bars. I'm not really sure what they're called. Gymnasium bars, basically. Sometimes they're like a vertical, horizontal ladder. Sometimes they're a horizontal ladder. Sometimes they're just like a bar with posts. Oh, like hanging leg raises and stuff? No, not really, but that would be a good idea for these lower parts. Definitely. However, I think it's a body fat thing. But definitely. I mean, I do. I like that. I will definitely try and develop that as time goes on. Sometimes I get a hip vein. I get like a little vein here sometimes. But yeah. I definitely had to stretch my quads on that one. Because when I went to full lockout, this one was just screaming for love, and I just finished the movement damn near. So I'm going to stretch it one more time and do another 2 minutes. That way I have a total of, oh goodness, I can feel that. A total of 16 minutes of squatting. It definitely does. Has to do with my back injury and stuff. You are definitely right on this part, which I will definitely give my left leg a little more love on some movements. Yeah, you can probably see it when I do my toe stretch. It's probably blatantly obvious that I fell from something very high or something. It is. It's from falling or being slammed and stuff. But anyways. I exercise nowadays. Yeah. You can probably maybe see it from this direction, I'm not sure. I've always wondered if like you fell from the heavens, that if your back would have a similar shape upon landing on Earth. But anyways, it could be from something different. It's quite frustrating, but we may talk about it at a different time or something. Yeah. Just stretch, do some movement, and be like, darn it. I don't know. I'm almost ready for another set of 2 minute squat.
Yes, it freaking hurt. It made my back permanently like this and stuff. It's really not cool though. It bothers me like always. It affects so many things. Unless I'm like on a certain weird slope, it affects a lot of things. Which I'm going to continue to strengthen. Yeah. So I'm left-handed and right leg dominant, and my back's kind of shaped that way. It's slightly balanced, but I definitely need to work on my left leg obliques. Positively. I'm gonna face this way for this one, and Jesus. Anyways, ready when you are. I am ready when you are. Oh. It's hard to read from this distance. So that's 16-minute squat. Do a stretch, I guess. Trying to bring up my timer on squats. So I guess we'll do a proper fit check. You will call it good. I will definitely put a little bit of extra love on these things. Maybe some. I'll come up with something. I'll sneak it in before I start, you know? come up with like a against the wall, kind of like something to get this like really engaged. Definitely take your advice, Jupiter. So 16 minutes of squat. Feeling pretty good. We're going to do a fit check. Just because. Lat spread. Put the picture off that time. There we go. Sort of. Hey. Thanks. Those muscular pose, which thanks. So that's our current fit check. And then I guess this one, which is, I always look like a tubbo. And then this one, I could really use some work on. Thanks. I almost never work these things out. They just come in to help with when you do lots of reps of back movements. They always burn out before the back, anyways. Same thing with hands. Your hands give out before the back gives out, anyways, and then the biceps will help as much as they can. I don't really train biceps. That's a hard one for me personally. However, I did kind of discover how to hold this one a little bit lower. And a personal favorite, the deadlift pose. Thanks, Jupiter. They're like super positive. My shirt's awfully sweaty today, which is a good sign. But biceps, I almost never train. They always burn out in the middle of other movements, like chin-ups and pull-downs and just everything. So I used to do a lot, thank you. I used to do a lot of pull-ups. I'd always do 100, however long it took, but I was really strict. I didn't do a kipping motion or anything. So nowadays I might do a little more of like a swimming motion to do a pull up. But later. Later, Cooper. Give a shout out to my daughter. I love you, Soul. I love you, baby girl. I love you, Soul. Love you, honey. Bye, guys. Later.